Hello and welcome. My name is Rashim Mogha and I'm your host for this Empowered Women of the World podcast, a podcast where we talk about technology, leadership, and success. So, in the last few episodes of the podcast, we have been talking about peak performance and successful habits. Have you ever read about millionaire habits and thought to yourself, I should build these habits to be successful in life? Well, I study successful people, and a lot of habits that I have adopted, like that of continuous learning, are a result of what I have learned from reading about them. But here is the catch. One size does not fit all. So the habits that might work for one person might not work for another. And in today's podcast, I will share with you 5 habits of successful people that I have tried but haven't worked for me, because we have to normalize things not working out for us as well. Please note that these are my personal experiences and may or may not resonate with you. Some of them might even be controversial, especially the last one. So let's get started. The first habit that I want to talk about is the 5 a.m. club. The concept became widely popular when Robin Sharma wrote a book about it in 2018. It presents a framework for achieving success and fulfillment by adopting a morning routine that starts with waking up at 5 a.m. Now, this habit is set in the belief that the first hour after waking up, also called as the golden hour, is the most critical time for personal growth and setting the tone for the rest of the day. By investing this time in yourself and focusing on your physical, mental, and emotional well-being, you can boost your productivity. The 20-20-20 formula is the foundation of the 5 a.m. club, and this formula suggests that the first hour of your morning should be divided into 3 20-minute segments. The first 20 minutes are for exercise and physical activity to energize your body. The next 20 minutes are dedicated to reflection, journaling, or meditation to nurture your mind, and the final 20 minutes are for learning and personal growth to expand your knowledge. After hearing a lot about this 5 a.m. habit and how people got transformational results through it, I wanted to give it a try. Now, let me put out a disclaimer. I am not a morning person. My creative energy is at its peak in the evening and night time. I tried this habit in 2020. It was during COVID. Kids were in the online school. I was working from home, and it seemed the best time to give it a try. I promised myself that I'll give it a fair chance for 21 days and see if it works for me. Now, whenever I try adopting or building a new habit, I like to set a positive intention around it because I want to successfully adopt the habit and see the results. In my research, I found that many people who successfully adopted this habit focused on going to bed early so that they could get up early. So instead of putting an alarm to wake up at 5 a.m., they put an alarm to wind down starting 8 p.m. and sleep between 9 and 10 p.m. I did the same. I set up my workout clothes, created a space for easy access to my journals and meditation videos in the closet so that I don't wake up my husband, and was ready to embark on the journey. The first day felt great. I was able to wake up on time, felt like I accomplished a lot in the first 1 hour while everybody in the house was sleeping. But I wanted to take the first week easy because I didn't want to overwhelm myself with the new schedule. By afternoon, I felt my energy declining and my mind was foggy. After the first week, I noticed that my creative energy was taking a hit. My creative energy is high in the afternoon evening time, but because I was waking up at 5 a.m., my body was tired by evening, and so was my mind. I had headaches and I was snappy with everyone because I wasn't getting enough sleep. Over years, I have figured out that I need about 8 to 9 hours of sleep for peak performance. So, after trying for about 3 weeks, I decided to drop the idea. I instead carved out a routine that works in alignment with my energy cycle and allows me to be flexible as needed. My schedule still involves walking 12,000 steps every day, 30 minutes of learning time, and meditation. It just doesn't happen at 5 a.m. and that's okay. The second habit that I wanted to talk about is the mentor myth. When I started my first corporate job around 20 years ago, everyone advised me to find mentors who could help me succeed in the corporate journey. I had read about successful people having a pool of mentors, so that's what I did. But while mentors were great to bounce off ideas, they didn't help me get promoted. Over years, I realized that we need sponsors to succeed. There's a big difference between a mentor and a sponsor. A mentor talks to you while a sponsor talks about you. We need people who can be our cheerleaders in the rooms where we are not present. So I ditched the mentors and I found sponsors for myself. I invested my time in finding right sponsors, building relationships with them, and leveraging them to move forward in my career. Sponsors helped me grow in my career, opened doors of opportunities for me, and helped me create multiple streams of income. Today, I coach leaders at global companies like Microsoft and Oracle on how to find and leverage sponsors. I talk about how to build a pool of sponsors in my Amazon bestseller Fast Track Your Leadership Career and also in my LinkedIn Learning course, Finding Sponsors. The third habit that did not work for me is drinking 1 gallon of water every day. Now, drinking 1 gallon of water every day is a recommendation that's often promoted for its potential health benefits. Adequate hydration is essential for various bodily functions and the overall well-being. Water plays such an important role in digestion, circulation, temperature regulation, and transportation of nutrients and oxygen to cells. I have friends who measure their water intake, but I have never really focused on it because I like drinking water. I don't need it flavored or carbonated. Plain old tap water at room temperature is delicious to me. A couple of years ago, though, I realized that I wasn't drinking enough water in the busyness of the day. So I decided to get myself a 1 gallon water bottle with an intent to drink a gallon of water every day. My co-workers and friends had seen benefits of drinking a gallon of water every day, so I decided to give it a try. The first day, I drank about 3 liters of water and I felt sick. I really felt sick. The next day, I tried to get closer to a gallon, but my head hurt and I felt nauseous. I gave it another 2 days but couldn't take it anymore and dropped the idea. Now, after talking to my doctor, I realized that there is no scientific evidence around 1 gallon water consumption. The ideal daily water intake can vary from person to person depending on factors like age, gender, activity level, climate, and overall health. While 1 gallon of water a day might be suitable for some individuals, it may not be necessary or appropriate for everyone. Drinking too much water, especially beyond what your body needs, can actually lead to a condition called hyponatremia, which is characterized by low sodium levels in the blood. It can be dangerous and cause symptoms such as headaches, nausea, and in severe cases, seizures or coma. So, 1 gallon of water was crossed off from my list. I still focus on drinking about 64 ounces of water a day, which works best for my body. The next habit that I want to talk about that did not work for me was the low carb diet. We all want to be the best version of ourselves. As we grow older, our metabolism decreases and we burn calories at a lower rate, which often shows up as weight gain. Yes, that happened to me too. Based on my conversations with some friends and health experts, I decided to give low carb keto diet a try. Now, a ketogenic or a keto diet is a low carbohydrate, high fat diet that's gained popularity for its potential to help individuals lose weight and improve certain health markers. It's characterized by significant reduction in carbohydrate intake that ranges about 5 to 10%, typically replacing carbohydrates with fat as a primary source of energy for the body. Now, after following this diet for a few days, I started having severe headaches. Based on my research, some people experience symptoms known as keto flu, which may include fatigue, headache, and nausea. The headaches were so bad for me that I decided to ditch the diet and instead focus on complex carbs like whole grains in my diet and reducing the portion size to help me with my metabolism. And lastly, I've kept the most controversial one for the last. Are you ready for it? It's the office setup. I'm one of those few people in the world who like to work from our bed. Sitting on a chair at a desk makes me very uncomfortable. As a kid too, I used to get scolded by my parents for studying in the bed. I've read theories about how you are more productive when you work from a desk, but for me, it's all about being comfortable. I love having all my books and resources spread out on my bed, my ability to put my legs under a cozy blanket and work. So I invested in a bed office setup that works for me. I consulted with my chiropractor and an ergonomist to get proper back support and a laptop table that allows me to work comfortably and be productive without compromising on my posture and health. Those were the 5 habits that were epic fails for me that everybody loves but did not work for me. So let me know if you have tried building any of these habits and how have they worked out for you. I'm curious. And today's resource for you is the link to the eWOW website where you can access all resources and upcoming events. The link is in the show notes. Please make sure that you also join our Facebook group where a lot of these information and activities are shared. As always, thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for loving, liking, supporting, and sharing the podcast. Remember, sharing is caring. I look forward to seeing you in our next podcast. Till then, keep empowering the world.